All right, thanks, Ross. Good morning. First of all, just want to offer up my thoughts and prayers for Colonel Ben Scard and his family. I just heard about that coming out of a meeting here, and didn't know that. But what a great man, and unbelievable life, and really just an honor to know him. Just thoughts and prayers with his family, and again. Life well lived for sure. But we're excited about this matchup this week. It's good to be at home again, and hopefully this week we coming off of a noon game last week. Hopefully that'll help our guys, really have a good week of preparation this week as far as just the routine, because it is a little different in getting yourself ready, your clock, and all those type of things to play at noon. Everything's just ramped up. So I think that experience will be good for our guys. And, last home game, we celebrate all year and work all year for these moments, 6, 7, games a year. And then we get the spring game, where we open up the Valley. So it's just a special place. It's an unbelievable environment to be able to do something that you love to do. And so really just excited to have another opportunity. I hope our crowd will come out and man, come Friday if you can, and pitch a 10 or something, and let's be ready to go on Saturday. This is going to be a great matchup. It's exciting for our guys, just a lot going on with Senior Day this week. You got some guys that have really had great careers and have made great contributions to this program over the last 4, 5, 6 years in some cases. And so taking an opportunity to celebrate them, it's always an emotional week. It really is. It's always a little bit sad too, because this is the last time, you're going to get a chance for them to play in that stadium, and it's the last time for us as coaches to have a chance to coach them in that environment. And so their career's coming to an end, but it's also exciting because that they're well prepared. These guys that are here, 4 and 5 years. They walk out of here with a great foundation for life. Excited to be a part of that. I've got a son that's a part of it as well. So that's obviously a even added thing for me this week. And again, just looking forward to a great day, a great crowd, and I think it's going to be a beautiful day. So should be a good one. Wake Forest, a heck of a team. It's pretty kind of speaks for itself. They've had a magical year. A really magical year. I think it's they've been able to stay relatively healthy. I think that's been obviously that's a key for everybody. They got a great roster. A bunch of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6-year players that have been really well coached. They're well developed. Man, Dave has done an awesome job. He's become a friend. He and I have spent more time together over the last 2 years than probably any coach that I've been around. Whether mostly it's been Zoom and conference calls. So I've really gotten to know him on a much more personal level over the last couple of years, and he's just done a great job. He's done a great job from a leadership standpoint, and he just happened to have the unlucky straw. We rotate who the head coach chair is, kind of our coaches group. Like, we kind of rotates, and he had the unlucky rotation of being the guy when 2020 hit. But he's done a wonderful job, and he's done a great job with his team. Unbelievably consistent there at Wake Forest. They do a great job of playing to their strengths, and they do a great job with their evaluation and a great job with their development. And I think that's a credit to Coach Clausen, the job he does, the staff he does. Defensively, they're a good defense. Their stats don't tell the story. This is a good defense. They do a lot of good stuff. They play hard, they're very well coached up front. They move around. So I mean, we've got to play well, especially if you look at us and how we're structured right now offensively. I mean, you don't have a single senior starting for you with Ross out. We only have 2 juniors starting for us in Davis Allen and McFadden because Putnam's reclassified as a sophomore, and everybody else is freshman and sophomore. So, you know, we're still in a little bit of a development stage. We're going to start a true freshman at receiver, a true freshman at receiver, a true sophomore at receiver. We got another true freshman in there at tight end with Davis, and a couple of freshman backs and a sophomore back. You got Trotter and Rayburn, first-year guys really getting a chance to play. First-year starter at quarterback, so a lot of new pieces there. This is kind of a game of strength on strength if you look at it. We've been really good on defense. They've been really, really good on offense. We've been inconsistent offensively and kind of not a lot of continuity throughout the year. But both groups have made some strides, their defense, our offense. So I think it's a good matchup. But, they do some good stuff, man. They turn the ball over. They've got 13 different guys on their defense that turn the ball over who have created a turnover. That kind of jumps out at you. They do a great job with their scheme. They know how to execute it. Good matchup there. And then offensively, I mean, they're a handful. I mean, they're a handful with what their scheme. Their scheme is different. It's unique, and that creates some challenge. We're fortunate that we play them every year. I think that's a positive for us as opposed to some teams that don't see them every year because it is different. It is unique. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, the experience they got. They got, 96% of their team back from last year offensively, and they're really good. They know how to play. They know how to execute. The quarterback is a savvy, relentless competitor. I mean, he's a great leader. Their offensive line has a ton of cohesion. They really understand what they're doing. They play really, really fast. They play really fast. They don't do a lot of motioning and things. They line up and they go. The ball gets snapped quick. They've got 3 running backs that are all good players. They rotate them all. They got 2 tight ends that are really good players. But it's this quarterback and that offensive line, the cohesion of that offensive line, and then it's these receivers. These are the best receivers that we've played as a group all year. As a group and fundamentally and technically, how they play. They lead the country in passes of 30-plus yards. They're number 1 in the country, so tons of big plays through the pass game, whether it be just making competitive plays on the ball or double moves. They put a lot of stress on you coverage-wise because of, how they force you to play, with their scheme. So, we got to do a great job outside. We got to win matchups. It's not real complicated. You got to win. You got to win on the ball. Simple as that. Our linebackers got to do a great job, sorting through the RPO stuff, and our defensive line has to play really well. I mean, we've got to be disruptive up front. We can't let them get in rhythm, and that's a huge key to this game. But they do a great job. Again, across the board, they're the only team in the country to score 35-plus points every single game. So very consistent in what they do, regardless of who they play, regardless of the style of defense that they see. They've been really, really consistent. And, again, it goes back to this quarterback, his total control of the offense, the cohesion of the group up front, and then their big play capability outside. A lot of big plays. And you go to sleep on these backs, they'll bust you because, they're all 3 good. So it's a good group, a good matchup. Their kicker is, I think he's going to leave as the most accurate guy in the history of the NCAA. I think that's a fact. He's like 89% in his career, and if he finishes out that way, I think he could be actually the most accurate guy ever in the history of the NCAA. Did I say NFL? I don't know if I said that or not, but he's going to the NFL. So just a good group, man. Good team. And not very shocking, that they've been able to have the success they've had. So it should be a great matchup. Obviously, they're in control of their destiny from a division standpoint. For us, man, we're trying to stay alive. So we're a wounded dog on the side of the road, man. We need a little help, but we're still alive. We're still alive. So this is a huge game for a lot of reasons, giving us, because at the end of the day, you just want to have a chance, and we have fought back, and I'm proud of our team. We've won 5 out of 6. We've won 3 in a row. These kids have competed their butts off all year. Hadn't always been pretty, but they've played to the last play every single game and have been in position to win every game. So just really proud of our team, their will to win, and want to see them finish well.
Speaking of wounded dog, I don't. Have you updated Sergio Allen? What happened with him?
We got a great report on him. We were not very optimistic with him, but it turned out it was not. It was more his. They thought it was his knee. It was more like a ligament that comes up from your calf or something, and so that was a real positive. And his ankle, he rolled his ankle pretty bad too. So, but he's going to heal up. So we were really, really fortunate because it did not look good on the field. So that was a blessing. We didn't know till Sunday when they got the MRI back.
You said Justyn will be out.
Yeah, Justin's out. And it's probably going to go ahead and do surgery Thursday. And let me just say this about Justyn, and this is it's just who he is. I mean, this kid. So he right before we played Georgia, I know there was a lot of rumors saying he broke his foot or whatever, and he didn't break his foot. He had a very, very, very slight hairline area near his 5th metatarsal. Not something that, like broken foot, you go put it in a cast, type of deal. But he had a very, very thin deal, which when I first heard that, I was like, oh, man, that's not good. He's going to be out for 4 or 5 weeks, or 3 to 5 weeks, fix it. But he's like, I think I can play. And the doctors felt like he could play or at least try it. And I was like, well, we'll just have to see where he is. And so he really only hurt. He hurt the Georgia game and the South Carolina State game. And outside of that, because he was on the bone stimulator and all this, he did all of his treatment. He's been treating all year. He's had no problems. I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing that he was able to go play 10 games. So, and just that one last play, because he's played with a plate in his shoe and different things, and he's not really had any issues. He rolled his other ankle. That's about the only other issue that he's had. But that one play, it was a great play, and there was a bunch of guys around him, and he just tweaked it just a little bit. Where we are now, and we may wait and see where he is Monday, and just see if he's better, maybe can finish. But right now our plan is to probably go ahead and do it. Unless we're going to see where he is tomorrow. Because he's going to have to they'll just put a little screw in there and he'll be fine in a few weeks. But one of the worst days of my coaching career, since I've been a coach since 1993, was the day that the doctors showed up in my office unannounced, and we had to get Justyn and his mom and tell him that it's most likely he's not going to play football anymore. That was a bad day. It's just etched in my mind forever. Man, I'm just so thankful for Dr. Okonkwo. I'm just so thankful that there's people like that on this planet, because most of the doctors said you can't play. That's what all these doctors. He's done. I won't clear him. Never play. Shut him down. And then this guy, Dr. Okonkwo, who was the doctor with Shazier or whatever from the Steelers, he's like, I'm not. I think that's the easy answer. I'll never forget the first conversation I had with this guy when he was getting ready to do the surgery. He was like, he said, it's good likelihood he won't play. I would say it's maybe 50-50, but I'm not ready to say that. I think there's a path. And I mean, and I remember going up there and he had his surgery, and I met with him after surgery. I said, well, how'd you do? Was it 7-5? 6-6, 10-2, and he's like 15-0. And I was just like, wow. He said it was great. Everything went great, and if he'll just do what I asked him to do, it's still an uphill battle, and I'd say it's 50-50, but I think he's got a chance. And so for 18, 19 months, watching this kid go through what he went through, and I mean, this is Justyn Ross, man. I mean, this isn't, Dabo Swinney's career being shut down. I mean, this is a guy that is capable of playing at the highest level, and man, it was just again one of the worst days of my coaching career, and then one of the greatest days of my coaching career is watching him return to play. And I told him that after the Georgia game, because he made a couple mistakes in the Georgia game, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm just thankful you were here to make those mistakes. And what a blessing. So one of the greatest blessings of my life has been able to watch Justyn Ross play football for the last 10 games, and to watch him practice, to watch him prepare, watch him compete. And, man, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. And then I when we got that news before the Georgia, I'm thinking, God, you got to be kidding me. This kid's not going to be able to play. That was my first thought. And then not only did he play, but he played well. And in the last 3 or 4 games were his best games. And he had some doubt. He had some fear, that he had to push through and overcome coming off of, 19 months of not playing football. And not only did he play 10 games, man, he's flying around the field. He's leaping, jumping, flipping, blocking, and what his commitment to this team, his commitment to this university and this program, I mean, it's been amazing to watch. And so if that's his last play, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that he's able to come back and play, and again, play 10 games and show everybody what he can do and get his confidence where it needs to be, and now we'll get him well and go from there. But he's definitely out.
Skalski, some of the others.
Skalski will be fine. Ennis is limited right now, so Brenny's got to go, he's been making a lot of progress and excited about his development. Obviously, we got Shipley and Kobe back. That's a big shot for us, and going to get Putnam back, so that's a big plus for us too. He's missed a couple of games, so getting him back going will be a positive as well. So we're gonna need everybody, and we got to go play well. But we got some young guys in some spots that got to step up, and we got to do a great job getting them ready.
How's